And now it's time for Who's Views with JT and the Houtastic panel.
Hello, everybody. It's Kirsty and myself here at Who's Views for you this evening. Good to see you all. We are here to look at whether or not we're going to recommend Superman 2025. Yeah, I've started adding 2025 to this because there's so many forms of Superman now, whether it be on in the movies or on the television. It can get a little bit sort of confusing, really, because they're all over the shop, these Supermen. But this is the latest one, isn't it, Who Views? If you have seen it, or if you're planning on seeing it, come into the chat, tell us what you think about it, and yeah, let's crack on. It's good to see you all. We'll come and see you in the chat in a second, but we are here, as I say, to talk about Superman. This was, of course, released this month, July 2025, written and directed by James Gunn, produced by Peter Safran, and also produced by James Gunn. It's got a cracking lineup as well, with various lots of actors in this, Kirsty, as well, wasn't there? Really, lots and lots of actors. Yeah, cinematography by Henry Braham, and music by John Murphy and David Fleming. Okay, so wow, where should we start, Kirst? What do you think? Where do you want to start?
From the beginning.
Yeah.
I was pleasantly surprised when I left the cinema.
Yeah.
I'm more Marvel when it comes to your comics and your movies and the TV shows. I appreciate DC, but I'm not as versed in the DC world. So I was just like, Superman, it looks cool. I'm interested. Let's go. I knew some of like Green Lantern. I knew some of those characters and Hawkgirl. But yeah, it was better than expected. It was nice to go out and just pick it apart as a geek and not just have intersectional sort of things in comments nowadays, which were James Gunn, I was expecting that to happen.
Yeah, me too. Yeah.
It felt nice that James is now the head of DC, and with some of the other projects that he's going to be doing, it's basically his playground, not anyone else's. So some of the projects he's going to be doing under his realm are stuff that he enjoys that's not really that well known and doesn't really need to be put into a TV show or a movie.
Yeah.
But it was nice to see that when you see actors and they go, "Oh, I love the books," or "I love this," and you think, "Bore off." He actually studied the text and actually was a comic kid and knew what he's talking about. So it was nice to feel what Superman is and what stands for, and that hope and that justice, and just this is an alien wanting to be human and then positive and the best side of like humanity. And I really hats off to David who played Superman. Because when I got him, and the whole drama with Henry was actually signed to be still Superman after the Snyder
big drama there. Yeah.
And then Black Adam with Dwayne, that he asked him to come back to be Superman. And then like the day after Black Adam got released, or something like that in that timeline, it's then James Gunn is now the head of DC and bye-bye Cavill. And then David got hired as Superman and everyone's slagging him to bits. But I thought he was fantastic. And
I think there were a lot of bitter fans around at the time there, but you know, I mean, as I say, these things move on and they move forward, and actors can't, and the public can't, or fans can't expect the actors to be there all the time. If you're going to get a new broom in, they're going to change and bring their own people in, aren't they? You know, it's as simple as that. It's interesting that you were saying you were more of a Marvel girl, because I was a DC boy. Now, the difference here in the UK, of course, is when I was growing up, DC comics and Marvel comics were few and far between. There was one market stall in Liverpool that I remember, and one market stall in Northwich that I remember that sold these. So I never got these things weekly or monthly or whatever they were. I got them every now and then. So Superman was somebody that was my favorite as the DC ones. I like Superman, I like Batman, I like Wonder Woman, which is the Holy Trinity, apparently they're called in the DC fan base. But every time I would get a comic, it may not be the continuation of what happened before, or it'd be one-off stories, which I preferred. So that comic book element, I could see it to an extent in this, but I was like you, I was quite relieved that this didn't go down the usual woke, as people say, or far left ideological bashing around the head, as I would call it, with the messaging. I was quite relieved it wasn't actually there, and if it was, it went over my head.
Yeah,
but it was different. I'm not going to say I loved it, because I don't think I did. But I sat through it, if that makes sense.
Yeah, and that's okay. We've both said we left the cinema that we would definitely, when it comes out, would want to actually purchase it, and it would be something that would play in the background while just pottering around the house. It's not bad, but it's not like the Citizen Kane of superhero movies.
Oh, it's not at all, is it? No, it's not. It's not an ultimate classic. Let's have a look at what they're saying in the chat, Kirst. We've got people joining us. Nice to see you all, everybody. Hello. Edward saying, I really liked it. Yes, it has its faults, but not everything has to do doom and gloom or dark and broody and speaking in the stupid voice Christian Bale did in his well overrated Batman. That I agree. And I actually think the darker, grittier side of stuff has now been done with the entire Snyderverse thing. I think that's been done. I was always quite upset in that version that the Superman suit was dull, when I think it should be bright. Superman should be bright. So I don't like the suit that David Corenswet is, if that's how I pronounce it, has been given. I think it's awful. I think it's very 50s. I don't like it. But at least it's bright, Kirst.
Yeah. Oh, I think they were trying to adapt their own version of like the OG Superman comics, but I wasn't. Maybe having a suit what Henry had with the Snyderverse, but make it brighter would have been nice as well.
I didn't like the S either. It's just a strip.
Yeah. No, that's what cost us.
Yeah, that comes from a comic book somewhere, doesn't it? One story to suggest it's a parallel Superman or something. I don't know. But I didn't like it. I just thought, no, I'd rather see the traditional S that I know. But then again, I'm a not we when it comes to this. Yes, I've looked at comic books, as they call them, in the past, and I've read things. I've got some of them over there from when I was a kid. But it's not my bag really, but I enjoy a lot of the superhero films. I really do. So Dr. Andrew, good to see you. I watched it. First half was shite. Second half was okay, but not amazing, and gives it a 4 out of 10. Dark Hall is saying, well, I wouldn't call it shite. It was a refreshing change to see a Superman again, like the legend I'm going to add there, that is Christopher Reeves. Okay, we can talk about that. John is saying to us, it's the best version since Superman and Lois. I couldn't get into that at all. I couldn't get into that TV show. Honestly, I watched 3, possibly 4 episodes and thought, no, switch off. It wasn't for me. But I'm glad you liked it.
Superman and Lois and Smallville were my first, I can remember flashes of watching that as a kid when that came out first.
Of course, you would have been a kid when Smallville was on. I was addicted to Smallville. I watched every episode when it came out. I've got it all still on box set DVDs and some of the Blu-rays when it switched to Blu-ray towards the end of the run. But it went on too long for me. But also, I never really class it. I don't know what the fans would say. It's Clark Kent. It's not really Superman. It's the journey too. That was the whole point of it, wasn't it? Yeah. Hello, Dalek. Dalek Eye's with us, Kirst. What else we got here? Golden Age Geek is with us. Hello. Now, I've seen Golden Age Geek saying something similar to this on his Twitter. Hey, guys, I don't want to be the bringer of misery, but I really don't like this film. Too full of James Gunn tropes. Superman isn't allowed to be heroic, and it's more of a Mr. Terrific film. I'm going to agree with you on that, Golden Age Geek, because I don't even know who the hell Mr. Terrific is. And who's that woman? Oh, Hawk Girl. Sort of vaguely remember her. And I don't like the look of the Green Lantern because that's not how he looked in the comics as far as I'm concerned.
But that's Guy Gardner's. There's also Hal Jordan, and there's a few of them. So he's just picked a Guy Gardner Green Lantern for the course. There's different versions of them.
Oh, really?
So the Ryan Reynolds, the cinematic masterpiece that is
Green Lantern. Like that Ryan Reynolds film. That tells you a lot about me, whose views. I can sit down if that's on a Sunday afternoon and watch it quite happily.
Me too. That's Hal Jordan as the Green Lantern. This was Guy Gardner, so a different iteration of the Green Lantern comic. From what I know, you can pick me apart in the chat if I'm saying the right thing or not, but it's another version of Green Lantern. But the bowl cut really put me off.
That was a terrible hairdo. Apparently, that's what it looks like in the comics. So that's something I've not seen. But why didn't somebody tell him? It was just awful. Apparently, he's got some sort of character problem or something because of something that happened to him. Hence why he thinks he's the best thing since sliced bread with a gorgeous haircut. Allegedly. I'm probably wrong on that. PTA is saying I was more of a 2000 AD kid. I love 2000 AD as well, mate. I loved that back in the day. What a comic that was, eh? Absolutely fabulous. And thank you for your super chat, Hugh. Gunned to a seriously bad liberty with took a seriously bad liberty with Superman law, changing the motivations of his parents. Now, is that got me as well, Hugh? And I can't help. I left the cinema thinking, is that going to be a thread? Because this is a whole range of other films coming on now that they expect people to go and see. Is this going to be a thread where the truth will out eventually, or something, Kirst?
Yeah, I really hope that just is a blip and we can ignore that, because his parents are not that, and Kara is supposed to be older than him, Supergirl, his cousin. She's been off for a while, so she would have known and maybe told him. So I don't understand what he did that. I'm just going to try and put that over the head and ignore that. That was a bit of a if to me, that if I was going to score it, I would have scored it higher if it was the typical "we love you, Kal-El, go off, Krypton is no longer" sort of thing, instead of what it was. I didn't understand it. We didn't need that.
No, I that was one of the points where I went, ooh, you know, because I'm enough of a fan to go, no, don't change the law. It's a bit like Doctor Who in that case, isn't it? Don't recreate the character for an alleged modern audience. Because, I mean, Superman is massive around the world. We all know where he comes from. We all know where his parents jettisoned him out to save him. You know, it's a shame. It's a shame, really, that one. I had Daz Blue. I'm a DC fan, only comic reading kid in school in the 70s, 80s, as far as I knew. Okay, fair enough. Yeah. Happy days when it rained, eh? And what we got here, Craig. Hello, Craig Dunlop. I saw this last week as a birthday treat. I didn't have high hopes for it going in, but I was actually pleasantly surprised by it. It was enjoyable, not a classic by any means, but enjoyable. That's where I sort of find myself, Craig. I mean, I went in, and I've got my notes here for you all. It's not as camp as I expected it to be. Because I have to say now, the only reason I went to this was to be sociable. I wasn't interested in it at all. But a few friends of mine were going, and I thought, no, I should go, as you do. And I went, and I had a lovely time with my friends. I had a lovely time. The film thing sort of got in the way, but I just, oh God, oh, it's got the dog in it. Oh God, oh God. And I watched it. It was okay. I thought it's there, you know, it's there. Edward's saying to me, "Krypto is great. Get in the corner." Golden Age Geek back with us. I'm surprised that people are saying this isn't woke. Superman is not allowed to be the hero of his own film. The Kents are portrayed as backward rednecks, which they aren't. Yeah, I didn't like I have to say, I didn't like the Kents. I haven't taken to them. They looked stupid. They looked stupid. And you know, when you look at the reiterations of the Kents from the original Superman, the movie in '78, they were played beautifully, written properly. To even the Martha in the Snyder stuff, she was fab as well, I thought. And they've sort of gone to some sort of stupid comedy Roseanne Barr version of this for these two, and I don't like that. I thought, no, I mean, she's shouting at the phone at one bit, isn't she, Whoview? She's down there shouting at the phone like that, and I thought, no, these are very, very intelligent people. They found an alien and protected him for his entire life. That takes intelligence.
What I can appreciate, though, is that we're not having another Superman movie where we have to go from the beginning.
Oh, I know. Yeah, that's good.
I appreciate that. I see what you mean with that. I loved that scene when they pull him into the bed, and you could see how much love they had for that, and that kind of underlying message that he's obsessed with his actual biological parents, and the message is soothing. But at the end, it's really that kind of another humanity message that actually, nah, these are his real parents. These are the ones who love him.
Right.
It's lovely. But I do understand what you're saying, Golden Age Geek, that kind of redneck, and I think it might be where politically James and his brother Sean lie. If you watch at some of the press junkets that they had about what's going on in America with immigrants and how some people think and see about the south of the US and how they perceive those people. So I don't know if it's a sprinkling of that.
Oh, really? I haven't heard anything
Yeah.
about that. That's interesting. That's ridiculous, though, isn't it? Really? I mean, these are characters. These are famous characters, and again, just changing them a little bit. No, I didn't like it at all. I hope they redress the balance. And why is it, Kirsty, that in some of these things, Pa Kent dies, and in some of them he doesn't? Don't
You can
understand.
call it, how like MCU has the multiverse, they call it like the Elseworld, so they can just, oh, guys, that's another universe.
Oh, I'm getting a headache. Hey, listen, Stephen Braddock with his lovely picture there of Superman and that dog.
Oh,
I've
brilliant.
heard some awful things about it, but went to make my own mind up and was pleasantly surprised how good it was. Yeah, you've got one of the things is you can't take too much on board with anything, can you? You have to make your own mind up at all times about everything. And I think this is one of these films that's very 50-50 with people. And it's a bit of a Marmite thing going on. They're either going to like it or they're going to be like, I don't think anybody outright with well, apart from Golden Age Geek would say, oh, hate. I haven't personally met anybody like that at all yet. I have met plenty though with that. Oh, I saw it.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you for this, says Daz. The S is based on the Kingdom Come Superman. I knew it was a comic book. That's a famous one as well, isn't it? I don't think I've ever read it. Duncan saying to us, every Superman movie will always have to deal with the shadow of 78. Yes, it will. Unfortunately, it will. Yes, and good. Quite frankly. And Dalek Lives Matter saying, I enjoyed all of it. Dalek I is also saying, I enjoyed Smallville as well. Good for you. What else we got here? It's good to see you all. Thank you for joining us this Monday night. Dalek Lives Matter also saying to us, Guy Gardner was very good. He's a can I say that, Kirsty, that word?
Yeah, you can say that.
All right, he's a dick in the comics too. Is he?
Yeah.
Why do people buy his comic though?
Green Lantern's very popular.
His Green Lantern. Oof, they're weird, aren't they? There's millions of them. I didn't know that until I saw the blooming film. I thought, well, yeah, there's millions of them. Guy Gardner, says Daz Blue, is like that in the comics. There's a Lanterns TV series coming out that features Hal Jordan and Jon Stewart, and Guy does feature in that too. Oh, really? Oh, I don't know. I'm one of these people who viewers that at the moment is suffering from what I think they call superhero fatigue.
That's what Michael was also saying as well, that he's got superhero fatigue.
I really am, because I'm knackered. I invested time and money, obviously, into Man of Steel onwards, and I went to see them. My favorite one out of all that was Wonder Woman 1. That was my favorite one. I thought that was brilliant, but I invested time in all the others, including Aquaman and that awful Flash and things like that. And because I'm a geek, I got the Blu-rays as well, everybody. Okay, when they came down to $7.99, I got them, but I've still got them. And I think I was worn out, really. And a bit like Doctor Who, I thought it needed all these superhero and people running around in latex needed a break. But again, the studios are continuing to go on because they know there's money. They go, oh, there's money involved in this. Do you know what I mean? Talking of which, thank you, PTA, for your super chat. Can't beat Chris Reeve, although Dean Cain did okay. Totally agree. Golden Age Geek saying to us, I'll always defend the Ryan Reynolds Green Lantern film. It's a guilty pleasure of mine. It's probably one of the last films, Curse, that they made there where there's no politics in it.
It's such a guilty pleasure. It was actually
what's wrong with it? Why do people hate it? I think it's fun. Why do people hate it?
It was during the pandemic, and I found it in a charity shop, and he brought it home, and it was only like £1, and I was like, yes, that's going to entertain us for the afternoon. It's such a good
I caught it a couple of months ago, starting on one of the channels that we've got here, and I'm still there when it finished, because I like Ryan Reynolds as well. I think he's a real character, and I think he's
Mhm.
funny, and I think he's got. I like his Deadpool stuff. I know that's the other stuff, but I do like him. I could watch him. I think if I've watched him in his footy ball things. I mean, that shows you how
That shows a lot for yourself.
yeah, yeah, he sells it to me brilliant. But I thought, why did the DC fans hate this film? Because I thought it was all right. It was one of the last of those familiar sort of 90s style superheroes films, I think. Good to see you, Mark Posgate. Thank you very much. You're saying Kirsty is correct. Well, she's always correct, isn't she? She's always correct. Gosh, a lot of you joining us for this. Thank you very much for joining us. A lot of support for the dog. We're going to talk about that in a minute. Daz Blue saying to us, there are plenty of parents out there that are not intelligent. They're farmers, hard workers, not the intelligentsia. Yeah, well, what does he say? And Craig saying to us, JT, you say finding and protecting an alien takes intelligence, but what if the alien in question was a Dalek? Different world. That's what I'd say, different world. Because you wouldn't get a chance to babysit a Dalek, would you? Let's face it. Hello, Julianne. How are you? Things that pulled me out of the movie, Guy Gardner's hair, the Kents, Superman's original covert mission to subjugate the world. Yeah, I have to agree with Julianne on there. What about you, Kirst?
Yeah, that would have never happened. Would never question that they would want that for him, or that to be any sort of. There might have been a comic of that, because I know there is some dark superhero Superman ones where he goes a bit rogue, but I don't know if that's from like including his early years. But that was something that was a bit off-putting.
Yeah.
It was just, we don't need that.
Yeah. I don't know what this means from Duncan. I just hope that gun doesn't include Ace the Bat Hound in this new unit. Don't tell me Batman's got a dog as well. Please. Is that what you're telling me?
Hold on. I'll ask the source of the husband sitting across.
I hope, yeah, do, because I hope to God there isn't a bat dog out there. And Forbidden Man, hello you. I'm a lass not doing films. I'm just down with Disney and all the other US films at the moment. So I hope everyone finds something to please them. Oh, I'm sure they do. And I think Superman's going to be, as I say, one of those things which is going to, you're either going to like it or you're going to loathe it or you're going to, it's okay, I think.
Ace, I have just had the source of the husband in the corner. Ace the Bat Hound is Batman's dog.
Oh, for heaven's sake, it's getting bloody ridiculous. What's that? Honestly, oh, don't tell me. I don't want to know anymore. Can you imagine?
I know.
All the Batman films since the original Michael Keaton one in '89 have been dark, haven't they? This was my problem with Krypto. When I saw the trailer, I thought that's the camp element. I thought, oh God, they've got the dog in it.
The next Batman movie we're going to get, which keeps getting postponed and postponed, is the second.
Oh yeah, the Batman.
I don't expect that to be all rainbows and sunshines and hope justice in the American way. So I would highly, highly doubt if Ace the Bat Hound's going to be in that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's get this one from Golden Age Geek, and then we'll get onto the subject of the dog. Rachel Brosnahan and Nicholas Hoult are the best of the main cast. Rachel is very much like Margaret Kidder, and Nicholas is similar to Michael Rosenbaum. They are perfect for their roles. Now, I have to say this. I was very impressed with them as well, and I thought Rachel Brosnahan, is that how I'm saying her name? I thought she was superb. She was an excellent Lois Lane, really was. She's got the potential to make it her own. Again, one of these parts with Superman, it's always recast with the Superman part. But I thought she did very, very well in the difficult circumstance of what was the script about. But, you know, I liked her. I thought she was good.
She's always been a talent. I first noticed her about 10, 11 years ago. She was in series 1 or 2 of The Blacklist with James Spader. She was one of the spies with that. And then she was also, she had the talented Mrs. Maisel. She fronted that for years. So she's already been a firecracker. And Amy Adams in the Snyderverse, she was she wasn't really, she was just going through the motion sort of thing. But really, that was an embodiment for me of Lois Lane. That it was not, I'm a girl boss, but as people have said, she is a prize-winning journalist. So she is smart and inquisitive and will want to push forward. But
Yeah.
it wasn't pushy boss girl, if that makes
No.
sense.
Yeah,
So
it
she
does,
was
because they could have gone further with that, couldn't they? I mean, the scene
Yeah.
where she's interviewing Superman, who is at that point Clark, is interesting. It's an interesting one. I think it's been put there deliberately to show the strength of Lois and how she will push and push and push and push to the point where even Clark snaps. Because she's not on the she's on the fence, isn't she? But she's accusing, she's throwing accusations of him that at this point the public are starting to think about, or in their world, you know. It's an interesting scene, I thought, and played beautifully by these two as well.
I did enjoy as well that scene where she's like, so you let me interview you, fine. And then you can see that sort of, not the mega change, but you can see him being Clark and into Superman. And it was just the simple like voice cadence as well from David's performance.
Yeah.
That really helped with the scene. But it was that part was wrote brilliantly. Of you could see that push, and it wasn't the girl boss. It was just a journalist, and regardless, they weren't boyfriend girlfriend that time. It was their fling, that you were still able to push and take the personal problems aside to do that.
It's a shame they just didn't keep that up, because you don't hear about her being a journalist again in the film. I mean, Dark Lives Matter saying to us, changing things in this film would ruin it. All the elements work perfectly. My only gripe is it was too short. I'm really pleased you loved it, Dark Lives Matter. I thought it was a little bit long. I was beginning to get a little bit bored. The problem with me, though, Dark Lives Matter, is I have to say, I'm sick and tired of going to films, especially these superhero films, which is one CGI effect after CGI effect after CGI effect. If you've seen one big monster from CGI, you've seen them all. So when that big CGI thing comes through as a diversion from Luthor, that's where I got bored. I've seen this before. And then there was another one, wasn't there, like a flying octopus or something? And Superman's just casually saying to Lois, "I'm not going to bother with it because they've got it." I don't know. I don't like. Ooh, I hope you don't hate me, everybody. I don't know why Superman needs all these other blooming superheroes in it. For me, Superman is Superman. Why does he suddenly need these three people around him? I don't understand. Is this just so they can say, "Oh, look, we're going to launch a film with these people in"?
Yeah, I think it's their version of how the Avengers basically then have multiple iterations of the Avengers. It's James's way to get that in to start, because there's like there is the Justice League, and then there's other versions of the Justice League as well.
There's Justice Society and all that. Yeah.
So it'll be him trying to put that in to start eventually testing the waters to see if they appreciate that, maybe in the next financial year or the next kind of investment. Could we do something like that? Because the Snyder and the Joss Whedon Snyder one, as much as it did make bank, that was a total flop. So they could do that again.
They all want to repeat the success of the original Marvel films, don't they? And the launch of the Avengers. I think they need to give it up and just concentrate on characters. And then, you know, if one day it comes through. But again, I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see what happens after this one, whether the public go back to it. Because I'm sure I can't be the only one with this alleged superhero fatigue. Because I have to say, I've seen this now. I won't be going to look at it again. It won't end up on my Blu-ray shelf. If it comes on the telly at some point, I'd watch it. But I'm not interested, and I'm certainly not interested in any sequel that comes off it. And it's I mean, there's another element, you know, we'll have to be careful, I suppose, but there's another element which is very obviously a film that's coming up very soon. Yeah. Very soon.
Which they've already announced posters for that.
Oh, have they?
Yeah.
Right.
She's already posters.
PTA, Super Chat, thank you very much. Super Mouse, Truth and Justice, the British way. Yeah. Danger Mouse was our one, wasn't it? Danger Mouse was the big superhero for us. And what's this from Daz Blue? And behind on the chats, by the way. Wait till you find out there's a super cat too called Streaky. You are joking. Go away, Daz Blue. Please, you are kidding me. Do they all come from Krypton? It's ridiculous, isn't it? Daz saying to us here as well, Chris, as a DC fan, I loved Guy and Mr. Terrific. Hawk Girl didn't get enough screen time, and Metamorpho's powers were done brilliantly on screen. Now, again, this is the problem as a not we. on this case, Daz, I didn't know who Mr. Terrific was, and I didn't know who this Metamorpho fella was either, and I didn't understand him. He's changed into part of his hand into kryptonite, so that Superman is robbed of his strength. And when he does a U-turn, as they all tend to do, why didn't he just turn into a yellow sun?
Yeah.
I don't understand. Why didn't he turn the kryptonite into a yellow sun so that the strength would return to Superman? There was a lot of things in this plot, this story. It's like Paul was saying about Doctor Who. RTD wants Doctor Who to be all about content for the tiki-toki. I felt this in this particular movie because I didn't feel anything was coherent. It was action, 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 getting from there to there, looking good, looking good, looking good. And then when I actually look at the plot, which is about Lex just being Luthor and being completely demented and deranged, I'm really out to get Superman in this particular one, 3 months after he's first met him. It just didn't seem coherent to me, and I just thought, why just turn it to a yellow sun? It'll be better within seconds.
James Gunn is always a writer, which is like and then and, but he needs to. If James is going to front another project, not to be including 6 million people into one movie, because he's had that with Guardians trilogy over in Marvel.
Right.
So he's used to waiting for so many different characters, but it's still the and. He has his own. He's got the John Cena Peacemaker on HBO Max, which I haven't seen.
I don't know who that is either. I recognize the guy that came in for the cameo because I've seen things on YouTube about this Peacemaker, but I don't have access to his television series because it's not on the channel I have.
No.
So I don't know who he is, really.
I don't. He's an anti-hero sort of thing, and I don't know if that's like a big gang that he's got in that, but he really needs to focus on writing for just the character for the next time if he's going to front a project as the director or producer instead of 40 million people, because by then he's beginning to feel a bit and here's this character and here's this big blob. And he did the Suicide Squad in 2022-23, and they had Peter Capaldi was in it. It was Brainiac, and they had big CGI. They had Star Wars.
Oh yes, I saw that with Capaldi. Yeah.
So focus on other aspects instead of your big CGI things and 6 million characters. Just the character you can write for. It's okay.
Yeah. I love the fact we can all actually have a chat about this, because there's lots of people who love this, and there's a few people that a bit like me, sort of like, oh well, it's there. Marie UK saying, I'm sick of going to films and hoping for okay. I want to be blown away, especially with a superhero film. I don't think that's going to happen anymore, because they seem to have this thing about, as I say, with the superhero films, it's got to be action, and I don't know. I think they struggle with superheroes because the scripts don't seem to be. I don't know what I'm trying to say. They never quite get the script right recently, I don't think, for a superhero, especially someone like Superman. Superman's invulnerable. He's invulnerable. And they did the death thing which I didn't like, by the way. I thought that was nonsense. Yeah. But they did all that, and it's all been what.
The best way you put it there, that they were trying to copy the Avengers, that was a lightning in the bottle experience. That will never happen again. And it's like certain aspects of Doctor Who, or certain ways and alleys they've gone down. It was a lightning in the bottle. Nowadays, they're all just going out for money and just I am going to go see Fantastic Four the weekend, and I'll give it the benefit of the doubt, but I'm not. I think this will be a lot better than what Fantastic Four will be. And it is quite funny that we've swapped over for Marvel right now. Has been banging out some really dark stuff, and this is now all light and fluffy and just comic-y again. So it's quite funny that both companies swapped over again. But
see, that's where what you've just said there alienates me, Kirsty, because I don't want superheroes to be comic-y. I don't want them dark like we just had. I think they've got. I hope they've got that out of their system and it's gone. I want something that's a balance between light and dark. I want something that's going to be entertaining, and I want something that's going to be honourable to the character and not laugh at the audience and have comedy moments in the film. There were some actually nice little elements of comedy in this particular film. And I'm not talking about the dog, but there were some nice little bits with the characters. I just find if they go too much. I mean, I saw the Galaxy of the Guardian #1. I don't remember going to see 2 and 3 because I just thought, well, it wasn't for me.
Guardians 1, that's no faults for me. That's fantastic. 2, me. Number 3, but goes about Rocket, and there's a bit of animal cruelty in it, and it's one of these things that I was in the cinema bawling my eyes out with my milkshake and my paper straw and just goopers everywhere because I was just like, Rocket! It's one of those ones that is actually done. He tied that off. That kudos to that. He showed off his acting or his directing chops at that because he tied off the Guardians.
Right.
Lovely. So we'll see the Guardians again.
He must have some big plan for what he's doing with all these DC characters, though, mustn't he? Because Dark Horse saying to us here, the amount of Marvel and DC films that have been awful. This was a nice change. Yeah, well, I get what you're saying there. It was not, as I say, it was not what I expected. I expected something camp. And sort of 60s Batman television series. I didn't get that, which was good, but it wasn't serious, was it? I think it needs to be another balance there. I think it needs to be a balance where it's not too comic strippy, ironically, if I'm making any sense.
You're making total sense.
Yeah. As a not we, I'm talking as a not we. If you're a diehard comic book fan and you love this, please tell me in the chat because I don't get it, of course, on that because I'm just a member of the public, really, in this case, that thinks he understands Superman based on his comic books that he read as a kid and a certain movie that came out in 1978. Julianne is saying the film did feel crowded with other DC characters. Maybe a new Superman should have taken a larger cut of the screen time. I would have thought that the film was called Superman. And then these others turn up and I'm just thinking, I don't like this. Who are these people? Who's this trickster or whatever his name? What's his name?
Mr. Terrific.
Right. I don't know who he is. Who's this engineer? Don't know who she was. I thought it was funny that Otis made an appearance here with Lex Luthor and not the Otis I know, who was a gibbering wreck in the original films. So that was quite a different one. This guy's quite tough. I thought, I wonder if he's like that in the comics. So that was quite funny. And then the changing one, didn't know. This is the problem when you're trying to do a superhero film because you're trying to appease your comic book nerds, the real geeks, but you've also got to appeal to the not-wees. And part of it alienated me. That's all I'm saying. Noel Thrussell saying to us here, because I thought it was a bit shooty gatwa. I know what you mean. I do know what you mean. And Daz pointing out to us that Metamorpho is the element man. He can morph into pretty much anything, which is why he made a huge metal hammer at the end to crush the tank. So why didn't he morph into a blooming yellow star to get Superman better? I don't get it.
You need some sparkles, but if you can make some sparkles, you can make a sun.
Yeah, I thought so. We got this from Darling of Life Mass. I love this film. You can tell, can't you? Good for you. Mr. Terrific was great. I've never heard of him before. I just thought he got in the way. I mean, he was obviously put there as a convenient plot device to get around all this thing to these pocket universes that Lex Luthor, for some reason, has created. I'm still not quite sure why he has and why the American government would fund that. I thought it was a big plot hole for me. I just thought, hang on a minute. I don't know.
It was very quickly. I scoured all your scenes of all your fights and picked up a hair of yours. I thought that was done very quickly. Certain things like that could have been not. We didn't really need it padded out, but just delivered slightly better of why he's like Superman's a bee in his bonnet sort of thing, and why you got a hair out of him for this, and why you did this and why you did that. And Mr. Terrific's wee pods were just the magical MacGuffin. That's probably why he was picked as a character from the Justice Gang to be a
I think
magical MacGuffin.
again, I think this is the danger of these superhero things. You have to know your superheroes. And I'm not that big up on them as well. So, it's ironic, isn't it? I always say that when they tell us that Doctor Who isn't for you anymore, I argue against it, as you'll all know. I said, no, Doctor Who should be for everybody. It should be accessible at any point on television. It should be everyone, not just for a small minority of, personal pronoun label waving people. You know that. On this case, I feel like this isn't for me because I don't know who a lot of the characters are or where it could go. And I was getting to that with some of the other ones, really, and certain other things. I haven't read the comic books to this extent. I don't know who this is, and for some reason I can't go with it. It's probably because I'm not in the lore, but I won't be the other. A lot of the not-wees will be like that, and that's again, as I said, I think that's the other reason why I just thought I'm fed up with these superhero things now.
I get that, and I sort of get that. It was nice, as I say, more of a Marvel girl, so that's why, like, with Fantastic Four, I'm excited for that, in a sense that this is the first time we're going to see Galactus, and he is he's one of the big bad. He's like bigger than Thanos sort of level. So I'm excited to see that because they weren't able to properly do it when they did it with like Jessica Alba, and then
See, you're losing me now. I don't know who any of these people are.
The 2015 was a cash grab, but being not much of not knowing all of the DC universe, it was quite fun to actually know more about Mr. Terrific. And I knew about the Green Lantern Corps because I've read some of the comics. And I knew some of the writers, like I liked their work. So it was nice in a way to learn, but like Marvel right now with all the stuff they're churning out, and how they're trying to do that. Russell's trying to do that with Doctor Who, that you need to watch it for this to make sense. No. Instead of just putting a DVD or going to the cinema to just enjoy a couple hours of a superhero movie. I get what you're saying.
That Marvel stuff goes over my head. I can't be done with it. Don't watch it. Listen, we've got some stuff here as well. This is great. Daz is saying to me, JT, he stays in the cell. He can't make a son, but can do something close. It's how Superman got the strength to escape. See, that's gone over my head, probably because I was either asleep or bored or messing around with my ice cream. See, this is that because I wasn't that into it, so that I've missed that. Very similar to I missed an awful lot of stuff with the shooty cat with Doctor Who. Here we go with Steve Andrews. Hello, Steve. Metamorpho says he can't make himself into the sun. He actually says that to Superman. Yeah, it's gone over my head. Convenient, isn't it? He can turn himself into anything except the yellow sun that Superman needs to restore his strength. Convenient. And Dalek Lives Massey, he said he couldn't make a yellow sun, but he could try to do the next best thing. It revives Superman to partial regenerate, I would say that is. That's why he needed help to rescue the kid from the black hole.
Yeah.
Oh, the baby the baby morpho thing. I've forgotten. Yes, I've forgotten that as well. I am terrible, aren't I, Who viewers? I hope you don't hate me. I am terrible because I cannot retain it because I just wasn't invested in it. I just wasn't interested. The last recommends we did, Department Q, I can tell you everything about that now. But Superman, which I saw last week, came and went like a summer cloud. See, there's another reference to a line I can remember from 1984. I just whatever. What else we got in the chat? Good to see you all. Heretics with us. Hello, you. Watching a YouTube video and it autoplays the stream. Oh, well, that's nice. Hello, it's good to see you. Thanks for joining us. Thank you. Let's get on to that because we talked about Lex. So let's talk about Nicholas Hoult. Nicholas Hoult been around for some time, of course, for us. Lots of films. British actor as well, actually. Looks good as Lex. Nicely performed. But what the hell was he up to? I didn't understand what Lex Luthor was doing here. What he was trying, obviously he was trying to get rid of Superman once and for all. But at the start of the film, he's got this machine, this other CGI thing. That's where I started to go, oh no, what's this?
I didn't really understand why like Superman was annoying him, and I didn't really like when Lex gets to the Fortress of Solitude, how mysteriously all of a sudden he got it. This cabin of where Superman can hide and fix himself up and prep. But all of a sudden he was able to get it, and because of the hair strands that you find out later on that we never saw, and it was just conveniently, oh, I found a bit of your hair in a fight. I was just like, that could have been done better. But Nicholas, he was given his own style, and it's
Yeah.
the best because the Jesse Eisenberg from the Suicide Squad is terrible, terrible. But it reminds me a little bit of Rosenbaum from Smallville. It was like
He
more
was
of a
very good, Mr. Rosenbaum. Very good in Smallville. Believable as well,
yeah.
actually, I thought. Yeah.
I think it was very much aspects of that, and just Lex a bit grown up now.
Yeah.
But Nicholas gave it everything, and actually Nicholas had auditioned for Superman first.
Oh, had
Came
he?
out of the room, saw David waiting there for his audition to do his
Oh, no.
slides, and Nicholas goes, "That's my Superman. I'm
Yeah.
happy if it's going to go at him because I know it's going to go at him and not me."
Yeah.
So like the stories that they've been saying about it is been lovely. But definitely, yeah, that was the right thing for it not to go to Nicholas and him getting Lex.
Oh, totally, yeah, because Nicholas suits Lex. I love the way that Nicholas performs it, because through the film, up until a certain point, he's playing it as, okay, he's hell-bent, but he's playing it as a professional businessman. With this, you get this subtle feeling of something going on, but when he shows his complete and utter madness at the end of the film, everything clicks into place. And I quite like the way that Nicholas brings that up. He loses his patience, doesn't he, an awful lot towards the end of the film. And he goes full on insane comic book Lex Luthor. I would like to see another one with David Corenswet, in a sense, with Lex Luthor, with Nicholas here, just a traditional Superman v Lex Luthor thing, without all these other things getting in the way, because the Lex character is a proper villain. He's very evil, and he's always coming up with something, isn't he? So I would like to see a different spin on the patter, if you like, the war, if you like.
They need to get their finger out their backsides, because they've only got Superman for maybe 3 to 5 years before it's
Oh, really?
called public. How Mickey Mouse the Steamboat thing came a few years ago. It's public, kind of, they can take it and make their own things. And
Oh, really? I didn't know that. Gosh, this business is weird, isn't it, everybody? Honest to God. Oh, you've got so many tears, and then we're going to do... Happened with Spider-Man and everything, didn't it? Even Bond. Goodness me.
They'll need to do something to keep it, because if not, it becomes public. What's the word? Basically, it will go to the public. The public can take it and use it for projects. Like what they've done, Winnie the Pooh and the Steamboat Willie.
Yeah.
They can do that.
Weird. Duncan's saying to us here, it's a Superman movie. It has to have Lex Luthor. Just look at the two they didn't put him in. Yeah. I agree. Lex is very integral to the Superman lore. It's just what they do with the two characters, both Superman and Lex, isn't it? Because this one for me was a little bit too much a pocket universe and all this sort of stuff. Oh God, what are we doing here? And Steve Andrews is saying, my brother says, hello to you, brother, that every time they get another actor to play Lex Luthor, he gets more evil. I think it's because, I saw an interview with Michael Hoult talking to Nicholas Hoult talking to Michael Rosenbaum.
Oh, really?
And he's, on Michael Rosenbaum's YouTube channel and podcast. And Nicholas was either starting to film or was about to start to film, and he was very praising Michael, of course, but saying that there was an influence there. And he looked at some of the other Lexes as well. And I think they take elements of them all and build on it, just like they would do a Doctor Who should do. But I think he made his own version here, Kirsty, very quickly.
Yeah.
It was an interesting performance. It was good. Very interesting performance. Daz is saying to us here that Lex hates meta-humans. He's a genius who's worked hard to get where he is, and he hates that people can come along and through no effort to be superior to man. Yeah, that's the other thing about this whole meta-human thing. Again, as a Notwe, that sort of alienates me, because I don't understand this meta-human thing. To me, they're superheroes who have been given their powers by being bitten by something or something wrong, or they're an alien. And so this metahuman thing that's come along since the X-Men, I don't necessarily get it.
It's their version of the X-Men. So the X-Men, the mutants. So like your Wolverine, your Jean Grey, and your kind of Storm, they're mutants. These are their version, the metahumans.
I like this one from Robert Payne, who's saying, I don't know about Mr. Terrific, but I do like Mr. Bump and Luigi. Now I can understand them. And what else we got here? It's good to see you all. Thank you. Marie UK saying to us, Lex Luthor should always be completely human. He takes down Superman with his intellect. And also I like the fact that Lex always puts himself right there with Superman, so they're on a level, and Superman knows that. But Superman could go like and push him down. But there's something challenging about Luthor to Superman, I always thought, because he's always coming back. He's always coming back for more. And every time he seems to have something else. But, you know, he's moved on from kryptonite to an extent, hasn't he? He's always trying to do something else to get the invulnerable Man of Steel done. He's a trier. He's our Lex. He's a trier. It's his insanity, isn't it? It's just insane. And I think it keeps him going. Hello, Sydney. So Sydney Rough Diamond, how are you? Who's saying public domain to us there. Legion of James is joining us as well. Great to see you. I've not seen this yet. Been waiting for this show to help decide. As we said earlier on, though, it's you know, down to you. It's down to you. But we'll talk about that a bit more in a second. I'd like to see, says Steve, more of Clark Kent at the Daily Planet next time. That's another issue I've got. I'll be honest, Stephen, because if it's a Superman movie, I want to see Superman. I've actually had enough of seeing Clark Kent, because I saw him all through Smallville, and I saw him a little bit in the Snyder stuff. There was that other thing, Lois and Superman. Yeah, I don't.
He's got a Superman TV show right now as well on the CW, or it's some other channel now. Yeah.
You see, I understand the importance of Clark, but I'm fed up now of seeing. Oh, let's see how we can make Clark interesting. No, I want to see the man in the blue suit. Thank you very much. I want to see the big boy. Come on, yeah. We've never had a Superman in space film. Do you think they'd ever do something like that?
Maybe. Now with James Gunn, you never know that he's wacky with his ideas. That I'll be willing to give it a try with that. But
I don't know how they would do it, having suggested it, because he needs the Earth's yellow sun, doesn't he, to keep all his powers? So I don't know how they do that. But anyway, ignore me on that, everybody. It's just me talking random as usual. Robert Payne saying, hearing JT as baffled as me makes me understand how the not we found Doctor Who under RTD2. I can put myself in that situation easily, Robert, you know, because even I was baffled by RTD2, as you'll know from our review shows. I hated every minute of it. What a waste of time and effort and energy for all of us, Kirst. But here I am looking at Superman, and I'm just thinking, I like the beginning of it where it says it's 3 months later. That set the scene for me. 3 months after he's come out, if you like. And then suddenly he's hit the ground. And this is from the trailer, so you would have seen this. And he's bleeding. And I thought, hang on, this is not what I want from a Superman. I don't want to see a Superman who's bleeding. He's Superman, for crying out loud. What's happening? And I think that's where I thought, oh, what is this? Is this Superman? And then that says a not we. So I don't know. Yeah, baby's with us. Hello. Yeah, baby. Yeah. Who's saying Superman 2025 looks like a CW series? That's a good point. I've got that here. Yeah, baby. That's what it looked like to me. This looked like a television show rather than a movie.
I have to disagree on this one.
Go ahead. Yeah.
A guilty pleasure of mine with CW wise is the Arrow TV show, which had John Barrowman in it, and that's wild. That is just like cheesy. It's dark. It's funny, but it's a very it's a Marmite one, and some other CW ones are a bit meh, but it's fun to watch how bad it is. And I wouldn't put it in that aspect of a CW show, but I could see where certain bits you're coming from, but I wouldn't say it's a fully CW show.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, baby was saying their CW show. I would say television show because I don't have. What is CW?
Some channel in America where they started, where Arrow first came out from DC.
Yeah, does it stand for something Warners or something? They'll tell us in the chat. but I don't have
built,
that.
yeah,
I
they built
don't.
the Arrowverse.
Mm.
I just watched it through the
Yeah.
DVDs.
But this, I did sit there like, yeah, baby, and watch this and thought this is an extended television episode of something. For me, a movie has to be something different. I don't know. I'm not saying I didn't like it. It was okay. It was okay. Lots of you talking about this now as well. Gunn is more talented to Sheriff Brackett, so can you hide his subversive intent better than the obviously woke? Okay, fair enough. If it was there, it didn't get me on this one, but maybe I was asleep. And the CW shows went downhill, said Edward. So I believe a lot of people have said that. What have we got, Hopper? Thanks, Golden Age Geek with us as well, saying in order to fully grasp the low points of a character, you need to show them at their peak. Take Spider-Man 2, for example. The issue is that which Spider-Man though, because there's been several million of them now. The issue is that the film never shows Superman being powerful and stoic. Yes, I want Superman to be Superman. I want the boy in red and blue out there being. But as somebody else said in the chat earlier, he's here early in his career here. Doesn't bode well if he's getting knocked about. That's one of the things that got me about the Cavill ones as well, where he's been knocked around all the time in his first movie. I thought, no, this is too early. This should be the second one. Not that we got the second one. I thought, no, that they should have had the establishing film and then done a Superman 2 basically with Zod and everybody, because it's too early in his first film. He's getting his ass kicked left, right, and center. And here I felt a little bit that going on here. And it also felt a little bit tired to me, Superman, because he's got all this pressure around him here with the public turning against him and all this. And he felt a little bit tired. So I hope they cheer him up. I hope they do. Here, Stephen Braddock saying to you, Kirsten, the next big villain they bring back is Brainiac, especially for a space themes movie. I know the word Brainiac, but I couldn't tell you who he is.
Is that
and thank you. I don't know. It's all gone over my head. Thank you, Julianne. CW equals CBS plus Warner Brothers Studios. Okay.
Cheers, Julianne.
Yeah. Thank you for that. Appreciate that. I didn't like their version of Supergirl either. I thought that got a little bit silly, personally. Dalek Lives Matter. Supposedly there's a lot of cut footage and we may get a Snyder-like cut in the future 3 hours plus. I will certainly not be watching that. I'm sorry. Not a chance. 3 hours. I mean, I didn't mind the 16-hour version of the Snyder Justice League. I quite enjoyed that and the chapters and stuff, but I'm not going to go through it again for something like this. I'm sorry, Dalek Lives Matter. Not a chance. That'd be like trying to say to me, go and watch the whole of Gatwa's Doctor Who again, bugger off.
My dad needed therapy after watching the Snyder cut.
I'm not surprised.
It just kept going, Kirsty. It just kept going. It would stop.
Yeah, but it was a heavy film. But for me, it made sense because I'd watched all the other things and it made sense. I loved it. I really enjoyed it. Bought it on the Blu-ray. Here we go. Yes, thanks, Daz Blue. I think by the end of the movie, when he gets Lex at the end, he pretty much is then stoic, self-assured Superman. Yeah, there's that hope. I hope they continue with that if they do a second Superman film, because I don't know anything about it or what they're doing. Daz Blue is also saying to you, Kirsty, Capaldi was the thinker.
Cheers, Daz.
Steve Andrews is saying to us, Brainiac is the big bad that destroyed Krypton. I thought that was the sun, the red sun. Oh, I'm confused now. Hang on, I need a drink. This is what I mean. I get so confused. I always thought from when I was a little boy and the original film, it was the red sun that destroyed Krypton. Oh, I get confused, everybody. I do get confused. I want to talk now about the dog before we go. I want to talk about the dog. Now, when I saw that trailer and Krypto turns up, now I have to be honest, I saw some of the Superboy books when I was a kid. And the dog put me off. I thought, what the hell? How could he? I never saw the one where he was introduced. I thought, he wasn't in the rocket. How did he get off Krypton? Do they have dogs on Krypton? And of course, being British, no one around me could understand me or talk to me about it or tell me what it was, because none of my olders, my family, had ever seen a comic book in this country. They didn't know what this was. They were intrigued by things like Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, Spider-Man. They hadn't grown up with it, not their time here in the UK. So this dog always annoyed me. So when I saw it in the trailer as some sort of posh Highland Terrier, I just thought, oh my God, it's going to be camp. It's going to be silly. It's going to be ridiculous. I don't want to see it with the dog in it. I remember saying to people, I'm not going, the dog's in it. It wasn't as bad as I expected, Kirst.
I liked at the end with a certain character that's going to get their movie, when you finally see them and the kind of wee cheeky smirks about like, oh, that's where the behavioural issues come from.
Yes, yeah.
Krypto's actually based off James's gun Uzo or Ozo, whatever it was called. That they just took that and CGI'd him.
Of course it is.
Yeah, but it wasn't as bad. I thought maybe Krypto might have been a magical MacGuffin as well at one point, but nah, didn't really faze me. They're probably going to make merchandise out of it.
Oh, probably. There'll be an action figure of the dog, which the children, I'm sure, and a cuddly thing that the children will like. That's what I was thinking as well. In the interim between seeing it and doing our show tonight, I've actually thought to myself, little children, especially, and I'm going to say it, and people don't like it tough, little boys will probably like this film when they're not busy around the corner watching the dinosaurs. You know, because it's full of CGI, it's full of action, it's got a flying dog in it, and it's got bloody awful robots in it as well. I don't understand this with the Fortress of Solitude. It's the Fortress of Solitude. It's packed. It's full of people and robots. I mean, what's going on? It's the Fortress of Solitude. Was it like that in the comics, Who viewers? I mean, I always thought it was for him to go and chill out from the world and forget about everything and have peace of mind and reconnect with his home planet. And in this one, you've got several million blue robots floating around. I just, and a dog. Please. I don't know. I wouldn't go there ever. Golden Age Geek is saying, I didn't expect to hate Krypto, but I do. James Gunn has a great track record with animal characters like Scooby-Doo and Rocket Raccoon. Well, did he do Scooby-Doo as well? I didn't know that. Rocket Raccoon. Oh, that's the Guardian thing. No?
Goldie, I loved Rocket, and I loved Guardians 3.
No.
I can see what you're meaning, but yeah, that touched me with Rocket and Guardians 3. He did that well.
No idea. Krypto interrupts all the serious moments and is annoying. And he's also useless. That bit where, spoiler alert, Lex has managed to get in, as you mentioned earlier, with a piece of hair from the Man of Steel.
Yeah.
And gets into the fortress with his baddies. The dog's bloody useless.
Well, I didn't like that when the dialogue between Superman and Lex when he's in the kind of the pod that Lex is working at, and he's like, "Well, I'm an alien, but I wake up every day just like us, a human, just trying to just be a decent guy." And then Krypto just doing hulks him. I didn't like that. That took away that moment.
Yeah, I mean, I suppose it's staying around then. This flying dog. Is he from Krypton?
Probably. He's Kara's dog, so no doubt it'll be in.
Is he from Argo City then?
It'll be in Supergirl.
I don't know if I'm going to see that. I don't know if I've got the energy. I know it's next year. We'll see. I don't understand. Let's have a look to see what they're saying in the chat as well. John is saying the question is, does Superman pick up? He better had to, otherwise the North Pole is going to be very untidy, isn't it? What else we got here? There's already, says Edward, a Krypto Lego. Oh God! Right. Okay. Craig is saying to us, in the original Superman comics, Brainiac did not destroy Krypton. He stole their capital city and put it in a bottle for real. The Krypton sun did blow up and destroy Krypton. Wasn't that on a cover of one of the Superman comics decades ago? I seem to remember the Krypton city or city in a bottle. Oh, so that's who. Oh, so is Brainiac a Kryptonian? Oh, I've got all the questions now. You're setting me off, kids. Honestly, terrible. Here's Stephen saying JT Brainiac is an extraterrestrial cyborg from the planet Colo. Oh, well, there we go. That answers my question. Who is obsessed with collecting all universal knowledge at the cost of the planets. Oh. You're brilliant, you lot. You're brilliant. Why was she drunk, says Stephen Braddock? I don't know. Was it supposed to be funny? I immediately thought, when he said, oh, your cousin's home, I sort of perked up and went, hey, what? Because I wasn't expecting it. And then she comes in and I thought, that's not Supergirl.
You'll find out with her one that I think it's trauma or she's gone through some sort of battle. And with the yellow sun, they can't get drunk, and she just wanted to be a
That's what
party
he said,
girl.
wasn't it? Yeah, he
He's
said
going
that. Yeah.
to the red planet to get pissed.
Yeah.
So there's the mix of her actually having her kind of brat girl summer that she's just going out to get pissed all the time.
Yeah. Yeah. The Bottle City of Candor, says Daz. Thank you for that. Darla's Line Master said to us there then as well, the best Krypto moment was him chasing Lex's flying cameras. That was quite funny. And again, that's another element of humor. Fetch. You know, that's quite funny. And I thought, oh, that's quite a good use of the dog. I'm so glad it didn't speak, though, because at some point I was expecting it to talk. I don't know why, but I was. And I was like, oh, please don't talk. Please don't talk. I'm so glad it just went a lot. Still useless, though. I don't know. It was like Tintin's dog, Snowy, in that film, which I quite like. But at least the difference with Snowy was he was actually part of the story and being a little bit detective-y, whereas this one was just just a dog. Oh, get rid of it. Oops. There's lots of you telling me about this. Daz, yes, in comics at various points he has had robots, has he? Duncan saying Superman does seem to have an obsession with robots in the comics. Oh, you see, I've missed all that then. The robots are in the comics, says Dalek Lives Matter. Superman is only looking after Krypto. That's why he's so unruly. I didn't realize that the Fortress of Solitude had robots in it. I'm quite shocked by that. Julianne is saying the Fortress of Gregariousness. Yeah. Daz also saying Supergirl is a party girl. Krypto will be in her movie, which features Lobo, who also has a dog called Dog. Who's Lobo? I thought it was from The Empire Strikes Back.
Lobo is Daz. Is Lobo not a baddie, and that's going to be done by Jason Momoa this time?
Who's the baddie?
Or Lobo some sort of like rocker sort of thing. I don't know much about Lobo.
Okay. Craig, you all know your stuff. I am very impressed. Thank you for this. Craig is saying to me, JT, no, Brainiac was reinvented as a cyborg, then even later as an AI. Crikey. In the original comics, 1930s, he was just an alien who in the 1930s would know what a cyborg was, much less an AI. Well, of course we didn't. Well, they wouldn't have done, would they? Not at all. Yeah, baby is saying Krypto looks like Jaws attacking Superman and Supergirl. Yeah. Right. Well, yeah, I mean, would you recommend it, Kirst?
Yeah, I wouldn't. If you were going to go have a nice wee afternoon in the cinema, yeah, recommend it. I would wait for it to maybe come out on DVD when it's slightly less cheaper than it is when it first comes out, or on your streaming sites if it's for free, or if you have to buy it on the streaming sites. Nah, but if it's free, watch it. It's one of those nice ones that you can watch in a rainy, sunny Sunday afternoon and just have a nice time. It was nice, pleasant. To say, not the Citizen Kane of Superman or superhero movies, but it's not a terrible time. It'll be a nice, cheery time, but it's something that you're not going to be, this Superman, like how we are talking about Christopher Reeve. So, yeah, but it's not fireworks.
Is an answer for you. Daz is saying to you, yes, because he's a white-skinned bounty hunter played by Jason Momoa. Oh, so they've retained Mr. Momoa, have they, from his Aquaman time? He was a very good Aquaman, I thought. Not that I'm very familiar with anybody else that's played the role, but I quite liked him. Yes, so there was that.
Would you recommend it?
Would I recommend Superman 2025? Here's another one for you. Marine Boy 1966. Lobo's an ultra-violent anti-hero with a pet bulldog. Not another one. Oh, so there's going to be a super dog Krypto fight thing. Oh, God. Okay. Duncan's saying to us, is it a bank holiday Monday afternoon type of movie?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Would I recommend this? Yes, I would. I would. But like you, I would save the huge amounts of money you might be paying at the cinema, unless you go to a local cinema or something like this and you're going to pay £7 or less. I would wait until it's on the telly, quite frankly. This is a film for me that was there. I've seen it. It was okay. It didn't rock my world. I have to say, I love the score by John Murphy and David Fleming, and I've listened to that several times now on Spotify. I really enjoyed that. I haven't listened to the poppy version of it, which comes on the same track listing, but the score from those two, I did like. John Williams must be earning a bloody fortune, because occasionally they do put elements of the Superman film into things. It was in Smallville, I seem to remember. It was in one of the Snyder ones. I think it was in the Justice League one, a little rift of that. And now it's in a little bit in this one. I did get the chills at the very beginning when that starts, but part of me says, no, that's my Superman. This is a new generation. But well done to John Murphy and David Fleming. I liked it. I liked your score. I loved it. It was fantastic. But I would say wait till it comes on the telly, basically. Will it also, the question would say is, would it make me go and see anything else? No, it wouldn't. I'm not interested in the Supergirl film. I'm not interested in those, whatever they were in the white suits in any film of theirs, because I don't know who they are. So I wouldn't go and see it. I hear on the grapevine that they're recasting Wonder Woman because Gal Gadot has now done her time. She's a wonderful Wonder Woman, I thought. It's a shame about a second film, but never mind. I might go and see a Wonder Woman film again because I'm a huge Wonder Woman fan. But no, I don't think I'm not interested, Kirsty. I'm sorry, Who viewers. It just didn't float my boat. There you go. Let's have a look at you guys. All mixed in here as well. Golden Age Geek saying to us, I would say that everyone should go and see it to form an opinion of their own. Some close friends of mine love it and others hate it. Yeah, it's a Marmite film, I think. I'm the same. It just didn't rock my world to the extent that I expected. That I would have hoped it would have done, having sat there. Kerry Avon is with us. Hello, mate. I've not even seen the 2013 Man of Steel yet. Got it on Blu-ray, but not managed to watch it. Okay. It's different. It's different.
That didn't rock my world.
I came out of that one thinking it's not for me, ironically. That's for the new kids. They'll like it. It wasn't what I expected. Although getting the score by, I think it was Hans Zimmer, wasn't it? It was absolutely fantastic. I love my movie soundtracks, everybody. But it was too rushed, tried to do too much, and I don't think it established the character properly. Similar thing to this one. Although this one looked better. I can't stand all that darkness now or graininess or whatever. This one looked nice and bright and beautiful, and that was a thing. I quite like that. Yeah, but there you go. What would you give it if I was forcing it? What would you give it out of 10?
7.
Would you?
Yeah.
I'd give it 6.
Yeah.
I'd give it a 6.
Generous 7.
Yeah. I have to thank it as well, Superman 2025, because of course it inspired me to go out and look up this one again and get this out of my DVD collection. This will always be my Superman. This is, to date, in my opinion, the Superman movie, and nothing touches it. Everything in this one for me is correct and right and done properly, and the way it's all in the acts is superb. We are going to be reviewing this at some point, which I know Paul's very excited about, so come and join us for that when we decide to do that and when we're going to do that. But nothing can touch this one for me. And as somebody said in the chat, this is the film with Christopher Reeve, Marlon Brando and Gene Hackman that every Superman film is going to be compared to, probably unfavorably, because not one of them is going to top this. We're here all these years later with a brand new one out now, and it still doesn't top this one, in my opinion. There you go. But I have to thank this film because I came out of it thinking, I've got to go and watch the Reeve one now. I remind myself what it's about. Anyway, yes, so it's a recommendation from us of sorts. Yeah, you have to go, go and see it. Even if you wait till it comes out on the telly, go and watch it. As Kirsty said, if it comes on a rainy day, one day on the telly, sit down, get yourself a suggestive biscuit and watch it. I must admit, if it came out on the telly, I probably wouldn't watch it because I've seen it. I'm done with it now. I've seen it. But there you go. There's a lot of love coming in for Superman 78 as well, Superman the movie. I'm going to take it for a meal in a minute because I love it that much. Kirsty, thank you so much for joining me for this recommend for Superman. So it is a recommendation, isn't it? We are recommending it.
Yes. Thank you for having me. Yes, anytime.
Oh, it's good to see you. Listen, everybody, thank you so much for joining us. It's been great to see you. Lovely discussion about this as well. And yeah, it's nice to know that we sort of all agree in a sense, don't we? We like, and that's great, and that's what Whose Views is all about. So thank you so much, and for listening to my waffle as well as a not we. I really appreciate it. Somebody was asking if we are going to review the Fantastic Four. Well, that depends on this one. I'm not going to see it. I am not interested in it at all. So we'll see. Stay tuned.
Probably out of all of us, the one that's going to be seeing it. But if you ask on Sunday with headlines, or if one of them drops quicker, I'll let you know how I feel about it.
The way to know about it is to make sure you are subscribed, he said seamlessly. Please make sure, if you have already subscribed to the channel, that you are still subscribed to the channel, because only today I've had emails from people saying they've been unsubscribed. I have no idea what's going on. I know it's frustrating. Trust me, I'm trying to build the channel. Never mind get people unsubscribed for it. But please make sure you're subscribed. If you're new to us, welcome to Whose Views. Please do give us a subscribe. It's free of charge. It's free of charge to do it. So thank you for that. Give us a thumbs up on this as well. And make sure you ring that bell to get notifications of what we're going to be doing next. Okay, we will be back very soon here on the channel. Lots to talk about with Doctor Who, of course, as well as everything else. So great to see you all. We'll see you again soon. From Kirsty and myself, take care of yourselves. We'll see you again. Ciao, everyone. Thank you.
Bye.